Okay, anyways, I'm streaming, so how about you be quiet? Whoa, 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 whoa. Haha, I can hear myself. Hi, guys. My name is Xander Zone. I don't know what my name on here is actually, but my Minecraft name is Xander Zone underscore one. As you can tell by the caption, I'm gonna show you guys my Steven Universe inspired houses. I did this yesterday, but my husband is incompetent and he didn't tell me that I had to switch one of the settings to save my streams. Um, Side eye. So I'm actually gonna do it backwards than how I did it yesterday. Um, when I originally started the concept, I was gonna have everyone have their own worlds. But then I decided to just do one flat world and build like a town, a Steven Universe inspired town, basically. So the inspiration is not so much about the way Steven Universe looks, but more so about the characters themselves and what kind of houses I think they would like. So when I started the concept, I had the True Realism texture, which is what all the worlds were going to be in. But then I got the modern texture. So right now, the world I'm going to show you, I created in True Realism, which was just Spinel's house. And here it is. This was just supposed to be Spinel. Um, but the world I'm going to show you after this is in the modern texture. So I have to switch it. But, so this is Spinel's house from a top view. So pretty, so gorgeous. True Realism is the first texture I ever got, actually. Boop. Yeah, True Realism is the first texture I ever got, and I will say it's an acquired taste. Just because it makes the texture look real, obviously, it's realism, but it's like a harsher texture, like more grainy, and the leaves and stuff they move, which is one of my favorite features. Um, the texture is a lot more visible on stuff, so that's kind of why I like it, but that's why I say it's an acquired taste. Compared to the original, Minecraft look is more cartoony and whatnot. So something I really just love about this texture is the leaves, though, because like, how pretty is that? And that they all move. It's just so pretty, cute. I was gonna say cute and pretty at the same time. But yeah, one of my favorite textures, I will say. I was My biggest tip about finding textures that you like is going on YouTube and watching the little trailers for it. Otherwise, you might buy something that you end up hating. So, anyways, this is Spinel's house. Obviously, it has the pinkish tones to it. That was kind of my theme going into it. What I like to do in the front hall of my houses is just like some desks or like seating areas, some storage. I like to decorate a lot with the paintings. And in True Realism, the paintings are so gorgeous, like this sky here and that. And I like to use shulker boxes for storage, especially in True Realism because they have these like um, patterns on the front that I think are really cute. So yeah, and the quality is just so clear in True Realism. Like it's just so nice. Look at that window. So that's just like my little desk area. When I'm making, when I'm doing interior design in general, I like to just think like if I were to walk into this door, what do I want to see? What would I want to be around here? So I tend to go more towards open concepts. So that's why it looks the way it does. Um, when I originally built this house, whenever I build anything, I don't have a complete idea of how I want the interior layout to look like, which is my mistake. Because then I do something and I realize I don't have enough room for like a living room or a dining room if I wanted to. So that's why I had to use the like under the staircase area to make it a living space. But most of this is just a kitchen area. Um, as you can see, I like to use levers for anything that I want to look like a sink. If not a lever, I'll use like a tripwire hook. Depends on my vibe for the day. And then this is just to kind of look like a kitchen mat. It's a kitchen island. I like to use pressure plates on any islands or tables to look like actual plates. Um, Fridge. My biggest thing about kitchens, and I will say this about the bathroom as well, is using banners to make it look like cabinets or like a door that you can open. So you can pretty much do this with whatever colors you want. I tend to go more towards like neutral colors, gray, black, white, or brown. That type of vibe. I use this end rod to kind of look like a paper towel holder. I always think that I'm so cool for that. I use the carpet here to kind of look like a cutting board. I originally wanted it to look not as textured as a cutting board. I tried to use, what did I try to use? I think I tried to use like ice blocks, or like, I tried to use this, top snow, but it literally melted and it didn't work, so I ended up using carpet instead. For the stove in this, I actually didn't use a smoker or a furnace. I'm pretty sure these are like black stone blocks or something. Some type of gray block that you can get in Creative. And I used rails that you would use for like mine carts on top of it to look like the top of a stove. And these are frames with end rods that you can really turn whichever way to make it look like a stove, however you want it, something that you could pull out. These are hoppers, I believe. I always say it wrong. I think I always say dropper and it's really a hopper. Let me see. Yeah, it's a hopper. That's what I use to make this look like a sort of like chimney coming out the wall. I use hoppers and then I use any type of wall. I usually use cobblestone though. But it depends on the vibe you're going for. I was going for like modern mixed with rustic vibe with this, especially because the True Realism texture is just very rustic in general. So I wanted to kind of do a mix of both. So this is supposed to be like a little living space. There's no like general living room area in this house. It's supposed to be just like a one person live-in house kind of deal. So I use under the staircase. I don't like to build my staircases like really blocky, so I will use slabs and then like rail to sort of cut it off. But I won't build it all the way down because I just don't like the blocky look of it. And my biggest thing about bookshelves when I'm using bookshelves is to use the empty bookshelf and then insert books myself to have these sort of empty spaces here. It looks more natural, more real. Going up the stairs. Boop. This is supposed to be like going into a bedroom area here. Obviously, I love quartz. I think this is calcite that I like to use for the floor. But as far as like any dressers, any tables, ceilings, walls, I use a lot of quartz in my stuff. I think this is like a quartz pillar over here. I think this is a quartz pillar over here that I use for this dresser area. I like to have the texture. I'd like to have the texture showing. And using buttons to make it look like a drawer or something that you could pull out. Moving on. Same concept here with the side table that I put next to the bed. This is supposed to be like a TV and a light here, and a TV stand, obviously. The way I got my concept for beds was this YouTuber named Mandumin, Mandoomin, I believe is how you spell it. What was I looking for? I forgot what I was looking for. Oh, I wanted to fix the bed. That's what I was looking for. Mandumin on YouTube. I got this bed concept from them. Using the cotton blocks as like a bed rather than using actual beds is something that I got from him. And I like it a lot better because you can make it look like a bigger bed, something more human size-ish. So yeah, I like to do the shelves above the bed. And these are banners. I literally use banners for any like accent, like anything that I want to look like. Cabinets look like drawers, pillows. So like if I were to have a living room area and I had a couch, I would use it to make pillows on the couch. Um, this is just a little desk area. Going into the bathroom here. Like I said when I was downstairs, when I built this, like the exterior of this house, I have to burp. Hold on. Sorry. When I built the exterior of this house, I didn't have in mind how big I wanted the interior to look like. So the bathroom is relatively small compared to what I would have liked it to look like. But I made do with what I had. Um, Ever since making this house, I am a bit more conscious about my interior layout moving forward. But this here is supposed to kind of look like a plunger. It's cute, right? Toilet. Toilets are easy. Quartz blocks, stair. Looks like a toilet. You could use a pressure plate. You could use carpet. Anything flat. You could use a trapdoor. This is a trapdoor that I have up there. Whatever makes you feel comfortable. This is a lever that I use for the side of the toilet. Like I said, anything I want to look like a faucet or anything like that, I'll use a lever or like a tripwire hook. So here I used a lever, and over on the bath area I used a tripwire hook because I felt like it looked more like a bath faucet, and I like it a lot. Here I used frames to look like little drawers that you can open. I use this to look like towels hanging over here to look like a towel as well. I like having a lot of storage areas, so I like putting a lot of shelves everywhere, whatnot. I put a carpet here to kind of look like a folded towel in here too. So yeah, my biggest thing about decoration is flower pots and candles. They just add a nice feel to the space, more homey feel. So that's the upstairs. Let's head out. Again, if you forgot, this is supposed to be Spinel's house, but this is just the balcony area. Very simple. A fire pit area, seating areas. I like to jump off of here because it's fun. Boop. Let me go to sleep real quick. I like showing my stuff during the daytime. You can really get a feel of the colors and whatnot. I want to go to the back of the house where I made this cute little chill area basically for my fishies. I talked about this yesterday too, but when I made this, I had a little dip in here, and I tried to make it bigger so that the fish would come out, but they won't come out of here, and I don't want to kill them. I don't know why, but I can't. But sometimes they swim up, but they just won't come out of the dip. I don't know what to do about it, but I just don't want to kill them. this is my little like pond area. When I make these pond areas, I like to do a lot of texture in the build of it, so I'll use different types of sand to go through and kind of randomize it. And I like to do a lot of, like sea lanterns and all this fun stuff. And I love to put lights in there as well. So, yeah. It's just supposed to be a little chill area. I was gonna put a seating, some sort of like bench here, but then I was just like, I liked the way that it looked and the way that I did it. So I left it as is. Um, Cute, cute, cute. What's that? Oh, that's pretty much Spinels. I'm gonna show you the animals in this texture because they look slightly horrifying. I forgot which animal I saw the one time that like actually scared me. All I see right now is pigs. It's the wolf. Like slightly terrifying. Let me see. I don't have coordinates on this map, so I can't go too far. Otherwise, I will literally lose my house. But yeah, that's it. I purposely made this house like on the edge of a cliff, so pretty. Um, I'm just gonna go now to the worlds where I have all of the houses in one place. Like I said, my original concept was to do separate worlds for all of the Steven Universe characters. And then I was like, I'm just gonna build a town. So I ended up building a town. Now I'm switching to my modern texture, which is the second texture I ever got. And the modern texture is what I used for the flat world. Oh my god, I didn't realize I had another follower. How cool. I have to burp again. So sorry if you can hear that. So the house I just showed was just Spinel, but this world actually has like multiple characters' houses. But I will say there is like no interior design. The most interior design I have in this world is like maybe a few walls or some stairs, if anything. Um, that's about it. But this is the town that I'm working on. Let's go above. Okay. It's pretty, like, I'll say it's slightly cohesive, but not completely cohesive because all the houses are not done. Um, but most of them are. Like, once I start a build, it's kind of hard for me to not finish it in that moment. But the most cohesive part I would say is like this strip right here that I have of these houses. But let's just fall into the water. Boop. I don't know why I didn't do that earlier. Okay. I like to kind of go in the order of what I remember starting with. I know for a fact this was my first house. If you can guess which Steven Universe house it is, I would be very proud. But this is the first house I did. It is Lapis's house. If you couldn't tell by all the blue. I'm very big into color theory, so whoever's house it was, I took the concept of that color, and just kind of tried to put it in a house, I guess. If there's anything I've put the most effort into, I will say it's the landscaping. Most of the houses in this world, I got an inspiration pic for and tried to follow it, but also not to the T because otherwise it wouldn't have kind of my own spin on it. So the inspiration pictures were more so for the build, like the structure and the and the shape of the house rather than the details. So like the windows and the colors and things like that were details that I sort of added myself, as well as like the textures of the colors and all that fun stuff. The landscaping of this, my concept was sort of just like a kind of magical feel, um, and a calming feel. So I was very tedious in the colors of the flowers that I chose. So like these little bushes here are like red and orange. The flowers are all pink. I think tulips maybe. Um, no, I could be wrong. Let's see. Again, this is the mono texture, so things look a lot different, but I really like it. I was right. Okay, they're pink tulips. That chicken clucking in my ear. Hello. Hi. Goodbye. Okay. So, like I said, my concept for this was supposed to be magical and like calming, and so that's also one of the reasons why the like pond slash river is zigzagged and not like just straight through. So I wanted it to be cutesy, magical. That's also why I chose pink and mostly pink and orange trees as well. Um, so let's go inside. Like I said, not much interior design to show, but the build itself is just awesome. So pretty. I like that this tree came in here. I purposely planted it where I did in hopes that it would grow inside the house, so I'm glad that it did. Originally, this, like, the way I was going to do this wall was just with this solid blue, and then I wanted to add a little bit of texture slash contrast because I knew I wanted the ceiling to be this block up here, which I think is prismarine in here. Um, Originally prismarine in like the original texture is like more of a teal color, but in this texture it's very blue. So it just worked out well with all the blues. Um, I will say it can be risky to add so many textures. Hi, Booby. Come here. That's my kitty, Kirby. He's a clingy boy. But yeah, it can be pretty risky to use a lot of textures because it can get like busy visually for the eye. Um, but this house, I will say, worked out really well just because of the placements of the texture and not it being so like in your face, I guess. But yeah, I wanted this house to almost be covered by all the trees and petals and things falling, and I did a really good job with that. So very proud of this house, I have to say. I think it's one of my favorites as far as like the overall look with the landscaping and the exterior of it. Kirby's so cute. Okay, I like to show my houses in the daytime, so I'm just gonna take a little nappy. Okay. After Lapis's house, I honestly have no idea what I did next. I spent a lot of time, like I think just one whole day paving out these roads. Originally, it was just 2 blocks, and I added another. I feel like 2 blocks was too narrow. But I want to say I did this house next, and if you can guess whose house it is, it's obviously Rose's. Rose's, please. They all have these signs outside of them of whose house it is too, so I think that's cute. Um, Obviously, my concept for Rose was going to be very pink, very cutie-ish. Um, the shade of pink was very important to me because there's shades of pink in here that are like more hot pink, and I wanted these to be more pastels. So that's why I chose the plants that I did. Um, the I think these are terracottas. And my idea for this one was, wait, look at how cute this pig is. Hello. My idea for this was to have it be more of like a sort of family style home where like there's a house and then it's sort of gated. And then I wanted to either put a planting area back here or a pool. Um, right now I'm leaning towards a pool, but we'll see. Now to the inside. Also, if you saw any of those little lines above, when I want to plant something and I don't want it to grow, like this here is a tree sapling, I'll put a string over it so that it just stays at that length. So pretty, so pretty, so pretty. As you can see, I forgot to put windows up here, but there's supposed to be windows there. Um, I like to do windows last because I feel like they really pull it all together, but this is the build I have for this house. And I love the way that it looks. This is going to be just one floor. I want it to have the high ceiling effect. If I do anything, I might cut this wall off here and sort of make like a nook area, like a reading nook or something. I don't know. Probably. So that's roses. Um, moving on. I'll give some time to guess whose house this is. Perry's Pod. Peridot's house. So cute. So for this house, my original concept actually was the whole thing to be in this dark green and this dark brown color, even the front. But then I started like playing around with other greens and other browns, and so I actually just decided to have the front be this lighter brown and this lighter green, and then as you turn around, it gets darker. So yeah, I really like this build. It was a little blocky at first, but my way of like counteracting that was to bring it in a little bit and give it sort of like a cut corner kind of feel. And I like the light brown and light green on the front because it adds this sort of sense of duality, which I think we can all agree that Peridot has. Um, and the landscaping was also part of the inspiration picture. And I liked it because it kind of gave a feel of like that she plants her own things. And I thought that was cute. And instead of doing a gate around the house, I just did plants. Perry be planting. So, going indoors. Indoors. Going indoors. This is how it looks. I loved all the windows also. I kind of wanted this house to give a feel of like the ship that Perry comes in on. Um, and sort of give that like, I don't know, that like seriousness, I guess. This is supposed to be like a little top floor, but I haven't built any stairs up there yet. But I think what I'll make it is probably a bedroom, if anything, and it's going to be more of like a open concept living area. So that's Peridot's house, Perry's pod, and of course she is right across the street from Lapis because they're besties. That's Perry. Let's see it from the top, actually. Oh yeah, completely forgot about this. I made this ceiling this way because I wanted it to be a chill area too. So there will be like a way to get up here from the outside. And there's gonna be some like seating and just like a chill area. That'll be cute. You can overlook the whole town up here. Moving on. Who's next? The character that this house is based on is actually not a very prevalent character in the Steven universe. It's more of a character that like shows up in Steven Universe Future, but the concept was more so about the color theory and the feel of them versus what their character is about because they don't have a huge story. But this is Blue Lace's house. Blue Lace Agate. Laces Places. Cute, cute, cute. My concept for this was mostly just serene, like serenity, I guess. I took a lot of the inspiration from Steven Universe, but I also like am into crystals myself, so I know a lot about their healing properties. And so if I wanted to make a house for a crystal that was not necessarily a big character in the show, I would take more from the spiritual properties I know it has as like a physical mineral. Um, so that's why I settled on like a serene vibe. Blue lace agate is supposed to be a crystal that is a healing crystal, and promotes like serenity and tranquility and calmness and things like that. So that was my inspo for mostly the landscape. Um, Using like the light blues in here, using the tranquil like greens, and having it all be cohesive. That was the vibe. Let's go inside. Oh, also, this is one of my favorite builds as well because of the ceiling, or the roof, I should say. Because of the roof and the front with the unevenness. Something I'm not used to and something I wanted to try out. And it came out really cute. And it also has like a barn feel, which I think is so pretty. I love the dimension too with how the ceiling comes through inside the house. And I thought that having a textured floor might be overkill. Not textured, but patterned. I thought it might be overkill, but I really liked it, so I stuck with it. And I like it. That's Blue Laces Places. I love when I can hear like an animal swimming in the water. I can't see him though. Alright, what's next? This isn't necessarily a house, it's more of a pond chill area. This is it from above. Pretty, pretty. My idea for this was just to have like a sort of pond slash park kind of thing. Somewhere that you can just go and chill. And so that's why some of the trees have these swing sets here. There's some here, and I think there's one here. My original concept for this was going to be a fall, like autumn themed pond park area, and that's why there's like that orange, yellow, and red tree back there. But then I settled on it being more of a like a lover's pond, like a place that couples go or something. I don't know. It's corny, but it's cute. Um, so I decided I'll do some autumn themed park or pond area somewhere else. But I didn't want to burn down the trees. They were already there, so I just left them in the background. And behind this pond area sits this house with no road to it because it is Onion's house. I think I called it Onion's dungeon. Let me see. Onion's dungeon. What's... Oh, okay. Hi, cutie. My kitty Peanut. Okay. This is Onion's house. My concept for Onion really was just to have like a playful type of house. Like when Onion would walk in, he'd just want to play. That was kind of my concept. So the floor is, this textured part is actually honeycomb. And then the ceiling is, I believe, iron. And I thought it looked like clouds in this texture, so I figured it would make a good ceiling. It's iron ore. It's iron ore up on the ceiling. And I use mostly primary colors because Onion is a child. And I thought the primary colors would be nice and playful for someone Onion's age. And I think this build is actually one of the only ones I did without an inspiration picture. I just kind of had the idea and I executed it well. L shape. Do you see Peanut? Yeah. Hi. You want to be part of the stream? Peanut wants to build a Minecraft house. Anyways, let's get back to a road. What was that? Oh. This is a concept for a house I have. This is literally the entire concept. It's just brown. I'm pretty sure I want that to be Pearl's house, but I'm not completely positive yet. Moving on. Hi. No, you can't get up there. Look at how cute the cows are. They're so cute. The house that I'm going to now, if you've not guessed, is Sugalite's house. A really fun detail about this house is that the outline of it is obsidian, and the obsidian in the modern texture changes color. And that's one of the reasons I love it so much. It's so pretty and it just changes colors all the time. This is Sugalite's space. So pretty. This house actually took me a while to do because the inspiration picture I had is just about exactly like this build. Not the colors and not the details, but the shape of it is exactly what I saw in the inspiration picture. Very rarely do I find an inspiration picture that is exactly what I want it to be. So I will, take my time trying to execute it without rushing. So this is one of those houses that, like, it wasn't so easy to build. This shape. Going in. Like I said, this is like the most interior design I've done, which is like carpet and a light. That's literally it. But even so, this build being as hard as it was one of my favorite ones. I did have to add lighting while I was building because it was too dark with all the black and the black windows. Um, but I wanted it that way. The dark concept was something that I was really, really vibing with. The long windows, the high ceilings, the darkness of it all. Like, it's one of my favorite builds. Back door. Not much landscaping going on here. The only thing I wanted to do was fill in those little gaps where the build went in instead of out. So I just did these little areas of greenery, really, with like a wither rose in the middle, a little bit of water. Very simple. That's Sugalite's house. Let's look at it from the top. Nice. I want to show you guys something cool. If you've never played in a flat world, if you mine down like 3-4 blocks, there's nothing there. It's just space. And it's a little frightening, I will say. The first time I wanted to see what was like under everything, I was not in like the flying mode. I was just walking. So I ended up actually falling and I panicked because I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna lose all the progress I just made. I just had to fly back up, really. Moving on. This is Amethyst House. So pretty, so pretty. My concept for this obviously was lots of purple. Um, and I wanted Amethyst to have a small, quaint space. I know it's very opposite of what she has in the show. I know in the show she has like a big space and she's very messy and basically a hoarder. Um, what's that? Amethyst Cave, beware. But I wanted it to be small and quaint. I felt like it would be something she would enjoy if she were to actually be here. So, yeah. My idea for this really is just to have a, like maybe like a coffee table and like a little sleeping area. Make it very simple, very cutesy, but also very bright. I can't wait to see what it looks like when there's lighting in there and how the windows are gonna look. But yeah, this is one of my smaller builds, but I love how much amethyst I used. Sometimes I can have trouble using a lot of texture because I feel like it can be very hard on the eyes, but I really wanted to go all out with the texture on this one. Amethyst, the scene in the show, is just very rigid and straightforward, and I wanted it to come out in her house like that. This is the next house. I will say, as far as like building style, this is like one of the more traditional houses. Like this is a house you might see walking down the street. Obviously not the color concept, but the build, the shape of it, one of those upstairs downstairs type of houses. And so I really like this one a lot. This is Tennis Ball's Sanctuary. Um Tennis Ball is a character that comes in. Tennis Ball doesn't come into the show till like Future, right? Yeah. Yeah. Oh. And how do they come up with her name? Okay. Tennis, right. Okay. So, Tennis Ball does come in the show before Future, but the Tennis Ball name actually doesn't come until Future. Tennis Ball is Rose's Pearl. Was. Yeah. Tennis Ball was Pink Diamond's Pearl. And then when Pink Diamond quote unquote died, she became White's Pearl. Um, but Pearl in the show basically befriends Tennis Ball. Um, and they come up with Tennis Ball's name, I think, while playing tennis. I could be wrong, but that's what I think I remember. But this is the inside. As far as color schemes, I think this is one of my favorite. I was really just going for pastels, and if not pastel, just something bright. So I went with the pastel blue and pink, and then I used this like sand as like a pastel yellow. And I used this white because I really like the texture. It kind of looked like clouds, and I thought it was just very fitting for the pastel, like sort of therapeutic type of thing. It's also why I added the word sanctuary into the name of the house. Right now, I don't have stairs leading to the upstairs yet, but I will. Also, side note, this bothers me. I think it's a glitch in the texture, but when you use this, I think it's iron bars. Yeah, when you use iron bars, the bottom just glitches like that. And I wish it would get fixed. But this is the upstairs. This is meant to be a balcony area, which is so gorgeous, especially because there's a pond right in front. And the upstairs is pretty much just like the downstairs, but I basically swapped the colors, which you can pretty much see on the outside too. Like on the bottom I used a blue, on the top I used a white. So I just swapped it. Up here, hold on, I'm gonna take a little nappy. Sorry, I had to burp. Up here I actually have this little nook, which I adore. I love nooks. And so I will probably make it like a little reading nook or something like that. If not, if I'm feeling spicy, I might make it a bedroom instead. We'll see. Alright, who's next door? This here is Jasper's house. One of my favorite landscaping areas, I'll say. Just because this orange tree, these orange leaves are really my favorite. These here don't come with this tree. I placed those there. Those are weeping vines, and in this texture they're orange like that. So I think they just go perfect with that tree. I added mushies and some azaleas too. The azaleas in this texture are like a orangey color. Where are they? Oh, here they are. Flowering azalea. Got a little pond area going. This build I definitely had an inspiration picture for the colors and the textures and all that stuff. The windows, all the details were mostly my ideas. What I took from the inspiration picture was just the shape of the house. Um, and this is called Jasper's Palace. It's so fitting that there's bats in here. But I wanted the longer windows because it is a shorter house in general. So I wanted the longer windows to make it feel bigger, if that makes sense. So this is probably the most work I've done in a house, which is putting the walls up. This is not going to be an open concept house. Not completely. This is probably going to be a bedroom, bathroom area. This will be bedroom, bathroom area as well. Sort of like connected. I was saying yesterday when I streamed this that I don't think I would want long windows in a bathroom, so I'll probably fix that up when I do it, which I'll show when I get there. But yeah, it's going to be just like a one floor kind of deal. And I love the ceiling because I did that like contrast with the dark red and the light red, and it almost gives a pinkish orange, like copperish color. Like I just love the colors. They really work well together in this house. And then there's a back door here, which I probably want to lead out to maybe like a garden area, but I think I want it to be like huge. Like I want it to be a huge garden area back here. Like maybe even expand over here. Not sure. Um, Moving onwards. Little tidbit about this house in the middle. It's unfinished, obviously, but I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be Stevani's house. Let me see what blocks I have over here. I don't know. I could be wrong because I feel like I had a different color concept for Stevani, but I randomly started this build. There's no inspiration picture for it. It's just an idea I had. I think I built it with no character in mind, and I said that I would connect it to a character later. Um, but it was one of the more harder builds to do. But I'll talk more about it once I start building on it again. This house here I have mixed feelings about. Um, it's very squarish. It's more of a build I would have done when I first started playing Minecraft. Not that that's a bad thing, but I don't really like that vibe anymore. So I think I wanted to try it out and see how I felt about it, and I ended up not liking it. So I don't know what I'm going to do to it to make myself like it more, but I'm sure there's something I can do to make it better. So down here I wanted to still feel the high ceilings, so I cut it off. So it's not all the way a second floor, it's more of a second area, I guess. And I'll likely make this a bedroom area, but after I fix the exterior. Like I said, I'm not sure how I'm gonna fix it yet. Um, Maybe I will do different colors, and I'll probably add a balcony area either on the side or on the front to make me feel better about it. I like the color scheme. Like, the color scheme is not the problem, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. This over here is obviously unfinished, but it is going to lead to a house. This is just the porch area. This guy's always coming in my houses. I don't like you. Always just in my stuff. Okay. I think this is the last house that I have to show, actually. This is Yellow Diamonds Residence. This is one of the houses that I had an inspiration picture for that I really, really wanted to follow because I loved the concept. So, in the original inspiration picture, there was yellow, but there was not print. That was more of my idea, and then the white here was textured in the original. Um, the outside of the inspiration picture had like gravel and planted stuff, and it was more of a dry area, so there was like cactuses and um, what looked sort of like dead plants. Looked freshly planted. So that's kind of the feel I wanted to go for as well. Um, this is not supposed to be here. I was very selective with what I put out here, which was all green and yellow. I did on both sides, so. Something I really like about this house as well is that it is sort of heightened. So I have this grass block and then another block, and then the actual house is built on top of it. So it gave me space to make stairs, which a lot of my houses don't have high stairs, so I just liked being able to do that. And it's sort of just blocked off around. This is one of the houses I'm really, really excited to do the interior design for because it's a huge space. Like, it's really big. I can do so many things in here. My idea, I think, is to have it be an open concept. I don't think I want to block too many things off in this house because it is big and it would flow really well. And I just like the brightness and the openness and the colors and all that fun stuff. So I don't want anything to be blocked off. So this is one of the houses I'm really excited to do interior design on. I think those are all the houses I have done right now. If there's any characters that I really want to work on soon, it's probably Pink Diamond. That's like the hardest house I've had. Like, I've had ideas, but I haven't been able to execute. And you can say that Rose and Pink Diamond are the same person, but they are not. So, I want Pink Diamond to have her own house. So, that's one that I'm really excited for. And White Diamond as well. I'm excited to build that, see what that kind of looks like. Yeah. And also to work on the unfinished houses as well. A lot of the times I'll start something and then I'll end up tearing it down. So, we'll see what happens with the unfinished houses, but this is how my town looks thus far. Thank you for watching. That is all.